What is going on, lunatic friends? You're sitting around your house the last couple of days and you're watching the charts and you're wondering, like, what is going on? Why is everything down in this market? And I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on, and then you are going to be more informed than you were before. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Let's do this quickly. Let me try to get through this as fast as possible. First up, you look at all your meme coins and you see them down right now. My bag is up a little bit because I just unstaked everything about 3 weeks ago from all validators because it occurred to me I should practice what I preach. So I'm going to make my decision on who my validators are going forward based upon who votes the way that I want the votes to go. And currently, or up to this point, I had everything broken down by, I gave a couple people, 2 million here, 2 million there, 2 million here, 2 million there. I had like 7 validators, 8 validators. I don't need that. Right? I need people who are just going to vote the way that I want them to vote, and I need to support those people. So that's what I'm going to do over the next couple of days, and that's what I'll watch happen. But as far as the market goes, a lot of people are asking, like, why is it down 20% over the last bunch of days? Why is Luna Classic down 18%? Why is USTC down 22%? The answer is very simple. It's Christmas, boo. Don't get it twisted. Did I make it cool there? I don't think so. No? Okay. All right. Whatever. Anyway, so the problem is that people are taking their profits off the table during Christmas to pay their tax bills and settle out debts for the end of the year because they're going to have tax obligations. So what you always see at this point is you see money moving out. Now, is that you? Probably not. Probably not. What that means largely is that investment institutions, places like that, they're pulling liquidity. Now, yesterday, the federal government in the United States cut the interest rate by 25 basis points, which is 0.25%. That caused a broad sell-off. Does that make any sense to you? No, it does not. Why did that happen if the Fed rate went down? Well, the answer to that is actually very, very simple. The world knew that we were going to cut the rates by 25 basis points. And the question was, are we going to leave more rate cuts on the table for the next one, or are we looking at the data? Are we parsing the data that we currently have in front of us? And from that data, are we looking at it and saying, inflation's not coming down the way that we wanted it to, so we might have to pause these rate cuts? And that's exactly what happened because oil prices spiked a little bit more. Of course, it's Christmas time, so prices go up just a little bit. You'll have sales. For example, I think Doritos were $6 for a bag. Right now, you can buy, if you buy 3 bags, they're $2.99 a piece. Eggs prices still around me, $1.59. Things are cheap, but milk is over $3 still. There's a lot of different things that are still kind of elevated in prices. So inflation has become very, very sticky. And look, it cannot be understated how much corporate greed plays into this because up until just recently, stock market's at record highs, record levels. Now, the stock market sell-off yesterday was one of the biggest of all time, but we knew what the rate was going to be, but we didn't know whether they were going to say, hey, we're considering a pause. And they said we're considering a pause. So what did that lead to? That led to a broad sell-off in all risk-based markets. And that leads us to today, because the one thing that you can likely see is that at the once you have the Fed do whatever they're going to do and the market reacts to it, then the opposite tends to happen the next day. So yesterday we sold off 200 million or 200 billion in total dollars. Today we're up 60 billion. So the recovery is underway, and we might even be testing some new highs. We don't know that that's going to be the case, but that has been how it's run for the last little while. And look, if everybody is telling you in crypto that something's going to happen when something happens. So in this situation, when they say the Fed's going to cut rates, that means it's going to be altcoin season, baby. And there are a myriad, and you follow them, there are a myriad of people on X and everywhere telling you that that's going to happen. That's not true. The market is manipulated by a select group of people, okay? The wealthy, the big whales, if you will. And they are trying to steal from you. And they don't call it stealing, they call it investing. They're trying to get you to read the news and see from the news, which is, in this situation, people on X who are telling you what you want to hear. Self-fulfilling prophecy, if you will. So they tell you, hey, the Fed rate is about to come down. When that comes down, markets are going to soar. So what do? You try to front run the market, you put your money into something, and then it dumps. And now your money is their money because they are the ones that dumped, and they dumped on your pump. So it's a wealth transfer. It happens the same way every single time. You should not fall for it. You should watch for signs and signals. And I'm the guy that gives you them all the time. All the time. I told everybody who was listening yesterday on my live stream, market's probably going to dump. We're probably going to see Bitcoin come down, 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 because it's all the factors right now would indicate that that is what's going to happen. And what happened? It went down $200 billion in a day. So make sure that you are doing your own research, figuring out for yourself what's best. But let's break some more of this down. So CoinHall, we're down 20%. It's okay. It's going to reverse. Binance supports the Terra Luna Classic upgrade for the reverse charge and for the Terra. So is the lunc price going to skyrocket? That's the question right now. Well, yeah, it is. But let's put a feather in the hat for that. It's going to skyrocket because we're getting into alt season and altcoins will start to run. It's not going to have anything to do with Binance supporting the Terra Luna Classic upgrade. This is, again, the situation in which the media and the markets are telling you what you want to hear. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about a $400 Solana. Solana went to $260, looked like it was ready to break out. And then what happened? All the people who are in Solana sold off all the way back down to 200 because, and maybe it goes to 400, by the way, but that's the way that it works. So right now, you're being tricked into buy more Luna Classic. Price will probably dump a little bit more before it pumps. Or, by the way, we've already dumped quite a bit. Maybe we just kind of meander around in the range that we're in. But I would suspect, and I'm going to show you in a minute on the chart, I would suspect we've got some more downside coming. Maybe not. We might get a pump before that, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Nothing has changed over here, although I did do a little bit of research on what I told you yesterday, and that was about burn taxes. Do they work? And I've already told you the studies, the everything that these guys are quoting on Classic Chaos podcast. And nothing against them, by the way. They're doing what they think is good work here, but the problem right away, key finding, investor profitability. And this is very, very true, but it doesn't apply to Luna Classic in this same context because this is not the same problem, okay? Burn tax reduces investor profitability on every transaction. Now that is currently true, discouraging frequent trading on participation because you're giving up 1 to 1.5% or 0.5%, whatever it is, you're giving it up. Now, reverse charge changes that, and it changes it so that the tax happens after the transaction. That's why reverse charge is not a problem in the same context. But for example, for every $100 Luna Classic transaction with a 1.2% burn tax, $1.20 is deducted. Now currently, let's say you have $10,000 worth of Luna Classic, okay? 1.2% is $120. So basically, you have to wait until you've made at least $120 in profit before you can even cash out at a break-even level, which means that you are paying a tax every single time in order to transact with Luna Classic. That is not cool, okay? That's why they're right that it doesn't work. However, they're wrong in that they're quoting data that's flawed for the purpose of Terra Luna Classic as it is now. Because again, reverse charge means that the taxes are done after the transaction. So if you sell that same $1,000 or $10,000 worth of Luna Classic, you get your money. And then the tax is done after it's going from your wallet to the liquidity pool. So they're pulling out the tax, and some of it's going to go to burning some tokens, some of it's going to go into the Oracle, some of it's going to go into the community pool. So there is going to be some tax, but it will not cost you anything. So this changes a lot, but they're right in this context so far. Higher cost of entry for new investors, and that is very, very true. But again, it doesn't apply anymore. But this is why you've seen barriers to entry on Luna Classic. Reduce liquidity and market efficiency, which is also true. Again, reverse charge should change that. Long-term holding incentive. Now, this right here, this is on the positive side. Burn taxes encourage long-term holding. By discouraging trading, a burn tax reduces sell pressure and contributes to token scarcity over time. Now, how do I know that this is the case? Well, remember, whitelisted is Binance, which means that anytime Binance does trading, there's no tax or anything like that. And where is the volume? It's on Binance or BTCC. And you know, by the way, again, I'm not really sure about the confidence level of BTCC. Now, they've reached out to me multiple times about partnerships. I don't know whether I will enter into a partnership with BTCC or not, but well, it's safe to say now that we're in the best phase of the bull market, and everything indicates that we've got 4 or 5 more active and volatile months in crypto ahead of us until spring. There are tons of bullish factors, and what's especially exciting this time is that this bull run isn't fueled by retail. Top institutional players are making big moves, giving the market much more growth potential than previous crypto cycles. We can't afford to miss this opportunity. Given the current market situation, now is the perfect time to accumulate positions. While weak hands are selling, institutions are buying. And for those looking to maximize gains from this bull run without taking unnecessary risk, Cryptonomy has launched an innovative product that unlocks the full potential of their elite trading team. And guys, I am thrilled to introduce you to the Cryptonomy Margin Trading Program. With this program, every Cryptonomy user can fully capitalize on the current market phases, backed by phenomenal performance achieved by the Cryptonomy team, thanks to extensive preparation for this period. Now, let's talk about some of the key features. You can customize your trading position to fit your needs. You can select the duration of the trade, the leverage level, and any of the 700 plus available coins for trading, and you know they have a big supply. Profits accumulate daily in the native coin of your deposit. All trading activity is insured up to 6.1 GBP by the Cryptonomy Foundation, making this product highly secure for users while granting access to margin trading benefits and years of trading expertise. Combine this program with staking and the Launchpool to unlock the full potential of your Cryptonomy account. This allows every user to maximize gain during this period while eliminating risks and FOMO, which is critical at this time. Now, guys, if you are interested in future and margin trading, this is your time to get in. You can make a deposit and start trading today. All right, guys, I've got a lot of different stakes out here right now. I'm going to add to this. We're going to create a deposit. We're going to make it maximum XRP. There's a 71.8% return over here on the 9-month, which I'm going to take. All right, we've completed that transaction, $49.95. Now we're going to do the same with Bitcoin. I'm going to use 0.19 Bitcoin. We've created another win. Guys, it is that easy for you to earn significant yields. We're using 9 months because I think the top of the market is going to be about 9 months from now. It's going to be a great opportunity. This is how you make generational wealth. Again, this is about Binance. We know their volume, and their volume is where our volume is. Yeah, I mean, you take these two out of the equation, and suddenly we look like a meme coin. Do you know what I'm saying? So Binance, by virtue of whitelisting, has solved that problem for a lot of people. So, that's why we're, ultimately, I don't think that they're right about where we are going forward, but I do think that we are where we were before. And most of this analysis was based on you having to spend money. Again, there's a lot of different cryptos out here with 2% taxes in and out, 3% taxes in and out. It means it costs you every time, and that money goes to the developer. So make of it what you will. Now, before we get into price action, there's a proposal up to set the on-chain tax to 1.5%. Again, vote your conscience. There's no with veto. There's a lot of no with veto. There's also a lot of yeses so far. You go to no with veto and you see some very big Interstellar Lounge protecting Binance, by the way. Lunc Live protecting Binance, by the way. Community First Lunc protecting Binance, by the way. Remember, these guys are out here because they're the gatekeeper for Binance. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So it doesn't look like this is going to pass right now. And I think it's silly, but I mean, the whole purpose, like we can't, here's what they don't understand, or at least here's the way I see it, okay? If the more that's on Binance, the more volume you have, cool. But if none of it burns, and Binance only does one burn per month, and it's usually about 1.5 billion or 1 billion or something like that, wouldn't we get just the same thing if we were just doing the burns ourselves on this chain and doing something like getting some exposure on DEX tools? Doesn't that make the most sense? Doing something like that, getting on some of these decentralized exchanges and using that as our platform instead of Binance, the burns by that measure should be a lot more than what we're currently getting from Binance. But I don't know for sure, and I digress. It doesn't look like it's going to pass, so we'll see. Now, as far as price action, we've come down to this. Really, when you look at it and you see an impulse move, there's a top here in this little spot, right? And then we had the impulse move. And what did we do? We came back down here, and where are we testing? Right there at the top of that previous move, right? So if there is a successful bounce from there, then we should see, again, a move up here to 15.5, and then a test back down here, and then a break back up into this range. Now, will it happen right now, or is this in the chamber, if you will, getting ready to happen? I think after the holidays, so I think we have a few more days. So if you decided that, this is your accumulation period, you want to get some more, this is actually probably a pretty good time, and this is not a bad level. Now, let me talk to you about why I think the level might be even worse than it was before. When you zoom out on this daily and you kind of look at it, then, you don't get the sense that everything is about to collapse, right? If you look at the total market cap from 2022 and you consider Christmas, this is from 2020, not 2022, I'm sorry. But you see right around in here, this is where we are. This is where it goes into January of 2022. But when you come over here, this is the lead up to Christmas. This right here, this red right here. And if you look at it from a percentage standpoint, the market dipped another 12%. Now, it looks like we're fine, but here's the problem. This is total 3. This removes Ethereum and Bitcoin from the transaction mix. This is the part that I wanted you to see most importantly. And do you see that gigantic red right there? I can tell you right now what that is. That's your Christmas dump right there. Okay, this is what it looked like. Now, we're at the 19th of the month. So if we just consider, this is where we were on the 19th of the month. And where do we end up? Right here at the top, right here. This was the top. And then what happened? Christmas came, and what happened here? 30% dump in all altcoins not named Bitcoin or Ethereum. So that's what happened. Now, did it last? Was it sustained? No, of course not, because right after Christmas, that's when that bullish sort of run started. You can see it right there as it just started to take off. Now, I think that's going to happen again, but we still have to weather this dump. Now, the dump here looks like this. We were down a little bit worse than at the end of November. So that's where I would be looking. Now, let's take that and let's go back to where we are right now. So the end of November is actually for us, because remember, the halving was a little bit off. It wasn't at the same time, right? So it's a little bit later. So what we had here was a dump right there, okay? Now, what does this dump look like? Well, it's ironic that the 50 MA is coming up right now. That looks like, and it would be a little bit lower than what this previously was. And then that's where your breakout happens, right? So the most logical scenario for play out right now is that we continue to dump into the holidays, and then we start to rip off of that. That's what looks like it could happen now. But remember, here's the thing. I said it was like a week off, right? 10 days off, 11 days off, 12 days off, something like that. So there is some variance here, but Christmas is an important day. So, again, I would say there was a dump coming into this, coming down to this range, and then boom. Now, the question would be, how does that register with Luna Classic? Well, if you look at Luna Classic right over here, around that same time, you can see that we're already just a little bit more, right? So what I would suggest is we're probably going to come down into this at least. And then remember, the 200 MA is right there. So we could also come down here, add a 0 again before bouncing. And then we're going to have a strong bounce, okay? Ultimately, this will lead to a strong bounce. But that is how the market looks right now. And that's how it's lining up. So I would, if you're making any kind of plays, I would be looking at it from that kind. Now, a lot's being put into this. This is, I don't even know what this is. I don't know why Terra. I didn't see a proposal for it, so I don't know who put this out or why, but I like it. I like it. The development barrier brought about by the burn tax has finally been eliminated by the new simplified tax handling feature, and the simplified tax handle update is designed to take the hassle out of transaction fees. Previously, senders had to cover tax on top of their transaction amount, meaning the dApp creator had to handle the tax deduction in their code. From version 3.3.0, taxes are automatically deducted from the amount being sent, so there's no extra calculation needed, no separate tax fees for the sender. So that simplifies everything, right? Makes it easier for you. So we shall see how it all gets implemented and how it plays out. As far as what's going on at Lunc Dash, I mean, again, the wallets, I don't know. There's still wallets sitting out there owned by Terraform Labs, allegedly, and we do have to say allegedly at this point because you guys know where they are. You see here 58 million, you see 290 million, but they're not burned. So are we wrong? Is that not it? Or is something else going on? And in fact, January or February, we might see something, continuation of the burns. I don't know yet. As far as Lunc burn goes, 336 million over the last 7 days. Not significant, still coming down. And you're looking at it on StakeBin, you just see that there's just lower and lower and lower. And by the way, as we get into the holidays, again, people are taking money out or not trading because they're taking the holidays off, and that leads to less burns overall. So you can see here yesterday, we only had 5,000 USTC burned. Like, we'll never get anywhere at that point, right? And by the way, by comparison, 40,000 here, 23,000 here, 27,000 here, 33,000 here. And it's just continuing to decline. Now, it was way up here, 158,000, 76,000, 141,000. So you can see here, there's really a decline in the level of burn. So I think that, again, the holidays are affecting everything. And then once the holidays are over, then we'll see a nice big spike. If you want to do some risk-based gaming, Terra Casino is your place to go. They're giving away $5,000 from December 23rd to December 29th. So you got 4 days to sign up. There's a link in the description down below. Also, you can play Santa's Christmas Rush. There's an $11,000 daily cash drop from now until January 5th. World Poker League ends in 3 days. Guys, all you have to do, by the way, sign up at the link down below. Look, I'm talking to you. Sign up at the link down below. Go just play a game one time at the link down below. Go one time. Just get registered, because one of you guys, I'm sure, is going to win 2 million euros. So I want somebody that we know to be a winner. And the cryptos that you can trade on. And if you want to trade meme coins, then that is done over here at Terraport.finance, liquid staking release. I'm staked in here for the next 11 more days and earning just a little bit more Terra along the way, now at about 11,000, or will be 11,000 by the time this is done. As far as the launch pad goes, after Selenium, there's going to be another one coming out pretty soon after that. But if you made it and you're on the list, congratulations, shout out to you. For Selenium, I've been testing the beta of Selenium right now, and I like what I see so far. I like the colors, the style, the way that you can interact with stuff. If you want to borrow and buy some gold or something like that, then you want to convert it back over. Like, this is a lending platform that's going to allow for, you'll see, it'll be coming out very, very soon. I would think that this is going to be a really good opportunity for a lot of people to make a lot of money. By the way, Anchor protocol, things like that, Juris protocol, those things, when Anchor was out, you were able to just borrow money and make more money. And that's what's going to happen here again with Juris protocol, with Selenium. Like, there's so much opportunity here that you're going to see a lot of investors coming back over here. You're going to see a lot of life in the Luna Classic community. I would bet on that. And remember, you can't spell Launchpad without Lunc. All right, guys, that's it. That's your update for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm always right. I appreciate each and every one of you. And you can't spell Launchpad without Lunc.